Wholeness, welcome to Muscle Mentality with Mark Roman. This is how to deal with everything day 6. Thank you for being here. This is day 6 and we are talking about breathing and energy. Now yesterday we talked about deprogramming and how deprogramming the mental constructs in our mind opens us up to our own internal power. By stop giving our energy to mental constructs and systems that do not serve us, we actually come into our own and come into our own power. Now that you are consistently freeing yourself, constantly freeing yourself, freeing up energy, the next thing, or the first thing really, is to enhance your being, to take in more breath, take in more energy. A lot of us are stressed out and low energetic, not feeling energetic most throughout the day. And many will find that simply emotions, feeling good all the time, alignment, these things make you feel good. But one thing that when you are out of alignment, or you are in a bad series of thoughts, or you are feeling stressed, or you wake up in the morning and the first thing you feel is stressed, take a moment. If you're at work, take a moment to breathe consciously. The breath is powerful. It's how we interact with this world on a very deep level. It is how our kundalini energy, our energetic principle of the body at this base of our spine, it's how it rises up through the chakra system and becomes activated, sitting at the top, at the holiest of holies. We are supreme beings, but with the breath we enhance our current state. So breathing. When we breathe, there's many ways to breathe. There's so many breathing techniques. So I want to just cover essentials today. Just want to cover the what and the why and a little bit of the how. But the breath is taking in air, taking in oxygen, extracting the oxygen so that our body can utilize it for our own means. So when we breathe in, we're oxygenating our blood. So when you take in more and more air, we're oxygenating our blood and filling our blood, making it rich with oxygen. Now oxygen is used for literally almost everything. I mean, there are anaerobic processes in our body, there's many of them, but in the long run, in the consistent creation of our being, we require oxygen. So oxygen is so deeply fundamental to our existence. If you try to run for more than 5 minutes without oxygen, it's not going to work. It's the air, it's the way that fire continues to burn. It's the fuel for the fire. And as spiritual beings, the fuel for our fire is air, and we take in that oxygen and it fuels us up and it burns up, and we continue to rise and rise and rise. It is our fuel. This is our vessel. This is our ship. This is our cosmic vessel. And if you're on a spiritual path of ascension, of transcending beliefs and breaking limits, this is the fuel that you need to break through. If you're literally a cosmic ship, you're a vessel, you're a spaceship, and you are at one level, what you need is enough fuel for propulsion to propel you up. And to do this, we need to create a massive reservoir of fuel, so that when you light the spark, shit shoots up, you fire up. Okay, so what I'm talking about is activating the chakras. What I'm talking about is activating the nadis, the energy meridians. What I'm talking about is activating the kundalini, the energetic principle of your body that rests coiled up at the coccyx, the base of the spine. It's about activating as a human. Now, to do that, it requires taking in breath, but there's so many side effects, good side effects of breathing that will help you in every moment. Breath is a tool to coming back at ease, to coming back into unity with the mind and body. As soon as you take a breath and you're conscious of it, your body, breath, and mind become one in the moment, unified, in harmony all the way. There's no separation. Your body's not here. I'm in the park. Your body's not here, but your mind is, like, your body would be here, but your mind could be thinking about work, or your mind could be thinking about bills. So there's a separation, and you're not completely here. So as soon as you breathe and you're consciously, I am inhaling, it's aligned and it's deep. It aligns very deeply. And when you come into complete alignment, you feel that feeling of wholeness, because you are completely present. You are completely here. You are nowhere else. You're not time traveling, thinking about another time that doesn't exist for you right now. You exist here. So be here in your wholeness, in totality. The breath is critical and key to the path that I've been on. I've been on a meditative path, and this is the perspective that I want to provide to the world, that I want to provide to you guys right now, is that when you start any meditative practice, the first thing is to breathe. Because we need you here. We need you to sit here right now, to sit and be at one, and sit and be conscious and be in awareness of your breath, of your mind and your body, being in the present moment right now. So we take a breath. That was a nose breath. We can take a breath. That was a mouth breath. Then we take a breath. In the nose, out the mouth. There's so many ways of breathing. We can do bandhas, stimulating one side of the brain, and then the other side, and you can hear the differences, and then we're in imbalance. So maybe one side of our brain is being oxygenated more than the other, right? So it really goes deep. There's so many ways of approaching it, but today I want to keep it simple, and I just want to say we're going to start with mouth breathing, right? So mouth breathing is very good for gathering energy, the very initial stages of gathering as much energy as possible so that you can fill your body with air. Now a lot of systems will say, you know, breathe in through the nose, breathe out through the mouth, breathe in through the nose, and I understand, but to take in the most air, it's it's going to be necessary that you breathe in through the mouth. It's just fact that you take in more air through your mouth. So and as you get deeper and deeper into your breath, you see that my shoulders aren't rising. Only thing that's happening is that my belly and my chest are expanding, but my shoulders stay down. A lot of people, when they breathe, they come up into these tense muscles that are already tense. You know, I work with the body often. I know where people carry their tension. So these muscles are already overactive, and they don't help us really expand our thoracic cavity, and they don't help us compress or decompress our diaphragm so that we can make more air for our lungs. They just constrict us. They constrict the windpipe, they constrict us, they cause more tension in the jaw when we need more looseness in the jaw so that we can take in more air. So when you breathe, you're breathing in through the belly. I know, can you see me? Move it back a little bit. You can put your hands on your belly and breathe. And you want that belly button to go back. It's like you're breathing into yourself. It's like you're collapsing into yourself. So when you breathe, it's very important that you're breathing in the belly, out the belly, and then finally you can breathe and expand the chest as well. But another thing I didn't mention is that we're sitting in a parallel foot position. Sorry, excuse me for all this changing of position, but just so I get you guys here, our feet and our knees are parallel, right? We don't want our feet to be externally rotated, and we don't want our feet to be internally rotated. And this is because our coccyx, the base of our spine, you want to keep the joint open. So whenever you're sitting or standing, keep your feet parallel, straight lines. Okay, we're not externally rotated, we're not bow-legged, and we're not closed. You're keeping it, boom, just like that, so that when the air comes in, the energy can drift, flow all the way to your feet and back again, right? So you want this circulation to be whole body. What I'm teaching you guys, what I want to really get to you guys, and what the message I want to get to you is whole body breathing. Whole body breathing. I really want you to be a whole body breather, a whole body breath worker, so that when you feel tension in your arm, you send air there. You send air there with intention. When you feel, and this is how to deal with everything. This is, I have a headache, let me send air there. This feeling in my heart is like really congested. Let me just take a moment and breathe. Let me use the breath to relax this part of my chest and ease, ease, ease. All right? So that's mouth breathing, gathering as much air as possible. You're sitting up nice and erect, nice and tall, so that you can get all the air filled up. In and up, down and up, in and up. Now when you get good enough breaths, and you'll know when your eyes are closed and you feel a slight fuzziness, a slight lightheadedness right in the middle of your forehead, and it feels like a good lightheadedness. It could be very slight, very subtle. You're not trying too hard. What you're trying to do is not do. What you're trying to do is not do. So you're taking it nice and easy. And then once you feel that, you're going to transition seamlessly to nose breathing. And what you'll feel is a feeling of coolness. Everybody's different, but you'll feel a feeling of coolness start to circulate through your brain, because when you connect the air, you're completing the circuit with your nose. And now the air circulates through the brain, and you're actually completing the circuit of the kundalini energy through the brain. So it's completing the circuit. So the nose is always stressed because it completes the circuit, and that's how you're going to, you know, do anything worthwhile in the long run. But you still want to gather the energy. It's like getting the crank started. It's like you gather, you gather, you gather. So you're breathing in through the nose. And one thing I forgot to mention is that this is very important. Over time, you want the breath to get more and more silent. So you want to take in as much air as possible while getting more and more silent. So coming back to the mouth breathing, if I'm making all this noise, it's actually resistance in the wind tunnels of your trachea, of your windpipe is resistance. All that sound is just rattling and vibration. When I'm not saying it's wrong in the beginning, just to start breathing is amazing. So just keep going. And if you got stuff to clear out, then clear it out. The vibrations will clear it out. But over time, you want to be able to ease, silence. It's harder with the mouth. The mouth is going to make more noise, but then when you transition, you don't hear anything. And this is the key to longevity in many ways. When I'm working, when I'm on the train, I'm here in New York City, if I'm walking, if I'm feeling stressed, this consistent diaphragmatic breathing, this consistent belly breathing, coupled with a soft, silent breath, I have energy all day. I have energy literally all day. And this isn't ego, this isn't me showing off. I wake up at 5 a.m. every day to do meditation and energetic breathing. And then my days can go all the way to 10 p.m. and, you know, I try to get in bed a little bit earlier, but sometimes, you know, I wake up 5 a.m. every day. And my girl asked me yesterday, she said, how do you do it? And I don't drink coffee, I don't take any stimulants, I'm not on green tea or black tea or any type of stimulants, and I still work out. I'm a personal trainer, so I'm still working my body. Breath, always conscious of the breath. I'm still working my body. But what it is that I'm constantly becoming aware that I'm alive, that I'm taking in energy. And it's a circuit, and it's a flow, and I never interrupt the circuit. I never interrupt the flow. The charge, oxygen is a charge. It's a charged particle. So I'm never interrupting the flow. I'm always breathing. Every time you stop, there's a discharge and you lose the energy. You want to keep the energy going, keep it flowing, and this is an aggregated effect, meaning that when you start breathing consciously, deep breathing as a breath worker, intentionally, you are going to start feeling the effects of having more energy. But a month from now, every time you take a breath, it's like, oh, ease, oh, and it's just immediately, you could be three breaths and you feel so much ease. And then 2 months later, now it's in your body. And 3 months later, you're coming out of the body. You know, you don't know. It's aggregated effect. The more that you do this, it's a charge building up on itself. That's what I'm talking about. You're getting the crank going. You're cranking yourself up. You're transcending. You're breaking limits. You're breaking the feeling of what it feels like to be tired. That tired is, a lot of it is a mental construct. Like, you go to work and you're supposed to be tired now. No, you are an energetic being. You are never, even when you're sleeping, you're not off. Your consciousness is still going. When you're dreaming, you might not remember your dreams, but you're in other worlds. You're creating worlds, and you are always on. You are an energetic being. When we breathe, we align with it. So we want to align with the most energetic version of ourselves, the highest version of ourselves, the version of ourselves that is here to serve. And a tired being cannot serve. If you if you're complaining about what you lack, you can't give it to anybody else. So if you feel the energy at all times, and you are conscious of the breath, and you are conscious that you are taking in air, that awareness is expanded, then you will be energetic in all your interactions, and all that you do, and all that you create. So it really goes deep. I'm really ecstatic, really enthusiastic to share this message with you guys. I only cut the surface, like touch the surface of how far we could take this breathing, but just to guide you through it again, like, sit with feet parallel, sitting upright. We have our head nice and straight. We have our palms up, just so that we're in a palms up on our lap, just in a very surrendered pose. Like, you're just relaxed. You're not trying to do anything. What we're trying to do without doing is not do. I'll say that again. What we're trying to do without doing is not do. So when we breathe this way, it's going to be intentional for a while because it's new for us, but we're not trying to think about breathing all the time. It was going to be second nature. So what we're trying to do without doing is not do. And the breath helps us not do. It reminds us of our airiness. So to get to it, feet parallel, sitting nice and straight. We start with the in through the mouth, out through the mouth, expanding our belly and our rib cage. Taking in as much air as possible. And when you breathe in, you're gonna feel that diaphragm even fill up your lower back. You have air pockets in the lower back. Down here, you have air pockets that when you breathe, this when you go to the doctor puts a stethoscope on your back to hear your lungs. They don't put it on the front, they put it on the back. You have air pockets back there, so your diaphragm wraps all the way around to the back. So you want to feel your lower back stretching out, filling with air, expanding. And a lot of this happens with the mouth breathing. And when you feel that slight bit of ease, of lightheadedness, you transition to the nose breathing. Let every sound, every distraction, every noise take you deeper into meditation. Take you deeper into your breath. Doesn't matter where you are, what your environment is. As soon as you close your eyes, you are with self. And you are always with self. And when you are with the breath, you are in unity of mind, body, and soul. Thank you for being here. If you have any questions about something you want me to elaborate on, feel free to write it in the comments below, or feel free to send me an email specifically at mark@musclementality.com. That's mark@musclementality.com. Hit subscribe if you want to see more videos like this, from the How to Deal with Everything challenge, but also moving forward with guided meditations and with breathing exercises and techniques. This is something that is lifelong. Breathing is prerequisite knowledge for the human being. I'll say that again. Breathing is prerequisite knowledge for the human being. We should all learn how to breathe. It's part of our essential nature. And we want to advance, not advance in technology, but advance as humans, activate as humans, evolve, take in the breath. consciously expand. Let all the stresses go, let all the concerns go. Take in more energy so that everything you do has purpose. Every purpose that you have is fueled. That your expansion is fueled. Wholeness. Thank you for being here.